Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Storage Tech video. What I've got for you today is just a catch up on the progress that I've been making with my splitters. I've been working on improving and creating new designs so that we get the most reliable result while still maintaining the same functionality. Now, before we get into the specifics of what's going on here, I want to cover some bases. So, in case you're not aware of what a splitter is a machine that will take boxes like this, with multiple different items inside, including unstackables, segmented stackable 64 items, segmented 16 stackables, as well as singles of both 64 and 16 stackables, and produce an output that looks something like this, where the unstackable output is going to have the unstackables as well as the original box, and the primary output is going to have boxes of each item, one of that item type per box, one box per that item. Now before I get into the version 3, I want to take a moment to talk about the second version, which is not very different from the first version, as you can see here from this slice. The things that I've changed here are some hopper locking to help with lag, as well as rewiring this hopper line so that I can incorporate this circuit here, which means that this piston will no longer be constantly moving. Now the version 3 is a complete redesign of the version 2. Now this version uses dropper lines as an input, so it's got droppers move over all of the input hoppers over here. Now water can be used in this scenario, however, it's not what it's intended for, and it is not as ideal. But it is possible. So, what changes here with this slice is it's also got the incorporated hopper locking, and the change of the circuit here, so that this piston's no longer constantly moving. But it also reworks the detection for the box as locking this hopper, as well as changing the clock type. While it's still 8 game ticks, it is simplified and uses the path block so that it can read the box but not power this directly, compacting the design and making it slimmer. Now I've set up some text boxes that we can use so that we can test this system. Now it incorporates an empty box, which is just going to test if it can handle empties, a single stackable to make sure that everything is functioning correctly with the loader. We have a box full of lots of unstackables, which is going to test the unstackable filter down at the bottom in conjunction with the variable filter and the clock. I've got a box of various single stackables, which are going to test the loader speed and make sure that none of these group together. And I've got a box that's going to test leading filter items. So the operative word here is leading, which I'll go into later. So I'll catch one of each of these boxes and we'll test it for the system. So we're going to start with the empty. Empty goes there. Alrighty, and the desired output for this is just that box in the unstackable filter, which it has done perfectly. Next one we're going to test is that one stackable item. The desired output for this is that original box in the output for the unstackables, and one of the boxes in the primary with that item in it. So yep, it looks good there, it looks good there. Next box we're going to test is the multiple unstackables, so the output for this one is supposed to look like 9 of the unstackables in that first row, and then the original box in that second slot, last row, which it has done just fine here. Second to last box we've got here is the items, various stackables. So the output for this is going to be that original box in the unstackable right there, as well as 9 boxes in the primary for each one of the items in their own respective box. Looks like we don't have any of them merging here, which is fantastic. And this last box that we've got here is the leading filter item box. So we put this in, take a look at this. sorting the filters just fine. And the reset looks out perfectly. Output for this is supposed to be that original box in the unstackables, and 2 boxes, one for filter and one for the original item, which it has handled fantastically. Now let's take a moment to talk about what I meant by leading filter items. So this system cannot handle boxes with trailing filter items. What that means is that the filter items come after items that we also want to separate. So in this setup here, this works perfectly fine because the filter items come before all of the other items that are going to be sorted inside this box. So we get the desired output. However, if these two are reversed, when the other items that we want to sort come before the filter, what's going to happen is that this filter hopper here will have that item, and then on the reset, it will accumulate another filter item in this slot, which will not trigger the box breaking for this, and it will start grouping those filter items into the same box that came for the items before the filter items, meaning that you'll get the original items that came before it as well as the filter items in the box. Now, this doesn't render the system completely useless, and it's not going to break it permanently. However, that one item, when it is filtered out and it resets to its normal base, it will give a undesired Shulker box output, meaning that we'll have items merged together, and that's not what we want. So now you've been caught up on all of the changes that I've made to the splitter so far. Now, I am going to put a world download in the description so that you can check this out if that's something that you want to do. If you have any questions, you can always come to my Discord and take a look, talk to me, ask me any questions that you have, and I'll be there to answer them for you. Now, that being said, that is everything that has changed, and that's all I've got time for this video. So, hopefully you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it. With that being said, that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.